If you are living in your RV this winter, insulation is not optional, it is survival. From frozen hoses to frosted windows and doors that leak like you have left the screen door open in a snowstorm, we are covering everything you need to keep warm and safe this winter. So let's talk about door covers, window film, heated hoses, pipe insulation, weather stripping, and of course, if you've been here before, your safety checks. I will share the ideal temperatures for when to use each one of those to kind of help you gauge which one's the most appropriate for you. So let's get into it. First, we are going to talk about your doors. Stop the biggest draft first. That is often your doors outside of your windows. They usually can get damp. You'll notice some damp on them. It is a big heat leak. Even a small draft can let a lot of cold air just pour right into your RV. The facts are that heat loss through your doors can be up to 15% of your total winter heat loss. So using magnetic thermal curtains or the Velcro door covers work surprisingly well. For temperatures that are below 20 degrees Fahrenheit, add reflectance behind your fabric cover for extra value. Just grab some of that reflectance, some tape, and put a layer behind the door cover, and weather stripping also will add simple, affordable seal. I will link my favorite magnetic door covers and seal kits in the description so you can at least have a jumping off point for those. Window film. Easy insulation if you don't want to live in a tin foil cave. Windows are next, and honestly, they leak more heat than you would expect because of the design of the RV window. Window films come into basic types. They come in a sort of peel and stick type, as well as my favorite, which is a shrink wrap style that you apply on a clean, dry window with a heat gun or a blow dryer. Most RVs only have a single pane window, so that heat loss and the dampness that comes along with it is the reason why. The facts are that up to 40% of window heat loss happens through your windows, especially if you have those big bay ones. Clear insulation film can cut that by 25 to 30% while still letting light in those beautiful winter views. Install it inside with a hair dryer for a tight seal. Below 25 degrees, add reflectance if you really need to on really cold days or in windows where it's really shaded so that you're not getting in light anyway. This one is a no-brainer. It costs under 15 bucks and it does make a huge difference. Next, let's talk about your indoor pipe insulation. They prevent costly bursts. Frozen pipes are the nightmare scenario for any RV owner, and they can happen faster than you think. Facts are that pipes can freeze in just 3 hours at 20 degrees or lower. Use foam sleeves or rubber insulation wrap on all visible indoor lines. Add a 200-watt mini heater in your storage bays during long cold spells below 15 degrees. Pipe insulation runs about $1.50 a foot. Cheap insurance for your plumbing. And remember, never use heat tape indoors. It's designed for open air only. It's designed for outdoor only. So you're thinking, all of your outdoor exposed pipes. That's where you want to use your heat tape. And we did cover in a previous video your heat tape. You can get it in pre-done thermostat versions where it kicks on and off on its own, or in a thermostat where you kind of set it to where you want it to come on. Do make sure you are checking them to make sure they are working. Should you insulate around your hot water heater? The short answer, sometimes yes. The facts are that most RV water heaters are factory insulated, but you can boost efficiency by 10 to 15% by wrapping the non-vented sides using foam board or reflectance, but never ever cover the vent or the intake. Electric-only heaters can benefit from a light blanket wrap. for temperatures of 25 degrees. It produces less cycling, which equals less propane or electricity. It's a small change that can add up really fast, especially in colder temperatures. So let's talk about your heated water hose. Heated water hoses in the winter are a necessity if you are hooked up to city water. They are a must-have. The facts are that heated hoses protect down to about minus 20 degrees Fahrenheit, depending on the brand. Choose a self-regulating thermostat. They heat only when needed. The power draw averages 1.5 amps for 25 feet, and the prices range between $80 to $150 for a quality hose. And don't forget to insulate your connections at the spigot. That is where most of the freeze starts. We actually bought 2 cones that cover like your faucet on a house. We cut them down the side, slid them over the ends of our water pressure gauge and filter, and then we taped the edges and the thing back up, kind of made our own little protection for it, because we have had our pressure gauge and our water filter both freeze before, and it is not fun to wake up to the water being frozen in your gauge, and now you're out the money for a new one of those, and your brand new water filter you just put on is also busted. Let's talk a little bit more about those heated hoses. Check with your park that you're staying in. If you are staying in a park, some parks do require a commercially made water hose, a heated water hose. They do not allow you to like make your own heated water hose for the season. They have to be commercially produced. So you're talking like your Camco brand. They are on the spendier side. But even with those, there are parks that require you to unhook from their spigot if it gets below freezing. There are parks that, the one that we stay in the wintertime, they just turn the water off to the park if it gets below freezing. So they send out a notice, it's going to freeze tonight. We have to put water in our holding tank. And then in the daytime, because of where we stay, the temperatures get above freezing. And as soon as it gets above freezing, he turns the water in the park back on. But there are parks that don't do that. They just simply turn it off in the wintertime if you don't have a heated hose, and that can get you in trouble. There are parks that will allow you to make your own. There are plenty of tutorials on YouTube to show you how to make your own heated hose using foam insulation and tape and heat tape. So if that is a better option for you, or an option at all, you might look into it and do some price comparison on what might work best for you. If you do use something that you make yourself, please check often that the heat tape is still working and that everything is still good. The last thing you want is to assume that everything is working and wake up to busted pipes, frozen hose, no water in the morning. Not a good way to start your morning. Heated sewer hoses and when to insulate them. Yes, even your sewer hose needs attention in the winter. The facts are that heated sewer hoses work to about negative 10 degrees Fahrenheit. Above 25 degrees Fahrenheit, you can use a regular hose with insulation wrap on it and it should work just fine. Below 25 degrees, disconnect after dumping or use a heated version full time. Always keep a slight slope in it, and trapped water freezes fast. And if you are parked long term, your RV skirting will help those lines stay even warmer. I will include a kind of detailed temp-based guide so that you can have a quick read through it, quick access to it. Think of it like dressing for the winter. The colder it gets, the more layers of protection that you need. So window covers at 45 degrees or so stops early drafts. Insulating your indoor pipes if it gets 30 degrees or below outside prevents your indoors from freezing. And water heater wraps at about 25 degrees or below can boost the efficiency. Heated water hose when it starts to get to freezing is important. Heated sewer hoses if it gets below 20 degrees and you're not using a wrap. And skirting and underbelly protection at anything below freezing protects your tanks and your plumbing and keeps you from using as much propane. Weather stripping around your sides and windows. Let's get into it. Should you do it? Should you not? It's one that gets debated every year. Should you add weather stripping around your slides and your windows? Here are the facts. Studies show that up to 20% of your heat loss comes from your slide rooms and your window frames. Factory rubber seals stop water, not drafts. Adding foam or silicone weather stripping improves your insulation by 10 to 15% if applied properly. RV Tech magazine tested and showed weather stripping reduced heat loss by about 8 degrees over a 4-hour period in 25-degree weather. Avoid really dense foam that binds, so use a cell foam style trim instead. You should apply around your slides seals around the 30-degree mark, and it will reduce drafts. Around your window frames, anything below 40 degrees can help stop that condensation that builds up, and around your door frame below 40 degrees, which helps to seal out the leaks. Your storage bays around 25 degrees can keep your tanks warmer, but don't block the vents. The bottom line is that yes, it does work, but use the right material, don't block complete air movement, and think of wrapping your RV in a blanket, but one that can still breathe. So don't forget your safety check, your winter must-do. Before you call it a night in your cozy, sealed-up RV, do this safety check. Make a checklist, write it down if you need to. Test your smoke alarms and your CO detectors monthly, if not more often if you are using indoor propane. Replace batteries every 6 months. Keep a fire extinguisher near your bed, kitchen, and doorways. Check your propane lines with soapy water for any leaks, and crack a window if you are running a propane heater, such as a buddy heater, or cooking for long periods of time. Crack them also if you are taking hot, warm showers in the wintertime so that you don't build up condensation. A warm RV is great, but a safe RV is better. Please do not skip these safety checks. And that's it, your guide to insulating your RV for full-time winter living. Keep up with these steps, check your safety gear, and you're one step closer to staying toasty all season long. Hit the like and subscribe, and drop your favorite insulation hack that you have below, and join us for the next video.